Morning, afternoon. I always do these in the morning, and then we post them at 12 noon. But it's good to be with you on this Friday edition of our daily devotion. I hope you're doing well. We had a great time for our first ever wonderful Wednesday Zoom scavenger hunt. Really like the fact that we did some things differently. But we're going to make some changes for next week. We'll do it again next week. We hope you join us. We're trying to figure out how to, again, make it very multi-generational. But I think what everybody enjoyed the most was just seeing everyone. And so I hope you will come and join us and be part of this. And we look forward to being with you this Wednesday. You'll get more information on that, but we had a great time. One of the things that I have been wrestling with in kind of this new normal is how do we constantly adapt to the ever-changing landscape that we wake up to each morning. I had a great conversation with one of our ruling elders this morning, and one of the things he said is we were kind of looking long-term towards our future. He said, of course, whatever we come up with, we'll probably have to change next week, or better yet, we'll have to change it tomorrow. And he's right. It seems like every time we make a plan, we've got to adapt that plan or scrap it all together, and then constantly figure out new things to do, new things to stay connected. That's what we're doing as a staff right now. I think a lot of our energy and effort was spent initially of how do we as a staff work at home, how do we justify what we're doing and why we're doing it, how do we pace ourselves. As I've shared with you, man, most days I start at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, eat a little lunch, and I get through about 4 sometimes, and then usually after that I take a walk. I need to take a walk with Leela just to kind of decompress. So we're still working, we're still functioning as a church, we're still loving each other as a church, but that's always evolving. And then after that, our energy, I think, was spent on how do we make worship a more meaningful experience other than me just sitting in the sanctuary with Leela holding my iPhone. And so we've adapted there. And now that Easter Sunday has come and gone and we're in the season of Easter, we'll be thinking of new ways. That's why we did the Zoom Wonderful Wednesday scavenger hunt. It's just another way to kind of stay connected, and we're constantly thinking that. But even in that moment, I don't know about you, but I'm all about adaptation, and I'm all about coming up with new plans, and I'm all about implementing new plans. But man, I like old plans. I like when my Monday looks like a Monday and my Tuesday looks like a Tuesday, and the week looks like the week that it did the week before, right? I like schedule. I like normalcy. And that's just not happening now. And if you're like me, and I think most of you are, you get a little anxious, you'll get a little worried. And we talked about that last week. There's a lot to kind of worry about financially, economically, socially, spiritually. And so I'll tell you what I've been doing. Whenever I feel those moments, those waves kind of what I call of anxiety, those waves of anxiety, I step away, I either go outside and sit in my backyard, or take a walk around my little circle in my neighborhood, and I just breathe in deeply and just kind of catch my breath. And the text that I typically kind of focus on is Psalm 23. And in this moment of uncertainty, one thing is not uncertain. It's that God is God, and God has got us. So let me read Psalm 23 this afternoon for us. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemy. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. No matter what is happening around us, our faith reminds us that God, the God who spoke and made all this happen, God, our God, who knows us by name, knew us by name before we were even formed in our mother's womb, our God. He's got this. And our God has got us. I hope you have a great Friday. I'll see you briefly Saturday as we get ready, Joyce and Bobby, and we get ready for worship. And just know, if you need me, call me, shoot me a text, send me an email, because we're here for you.